I'll tell you an interesting story about how I finally gave in to temptation and got myself a vinyl record player. The journey was thorny, complicated, but extremely interesting. Be sure to watch the video until the end, and you will definitely gain a lot of new information that I hope will help you avoid the mistakes that await us lovers of high-quality sound at every turn. If you are an expert on vinyl, I will definitely be looking forward to your comments. In recent decades, we have witnessed a renaissance, I would even say hysteria, over these black, sometimes red, blue, and even green records. Although, as far as I know, in terms of quantity, CDs still win the format battle. But in terms of revenue, vinyl is the clear favorite. I think it couldn't have happened without savvy marketers who got people accustomed to this outdated, inconvenient, and most importantly for me, as an audiophile, poorly performing format. Yes, friends, don't throw stones at me, but have you compared? But people buy a lot, searching for so-called first pressings and discs that were stamped right after the start of vinyl cloning. In theory and surprisingly in practice, they deliver more high quality, even sound. In your opinion, dear friends, regarding these so-called first pressings, are they really better than the subsequent copies? Have you compared such a top first pressing and from the same revision but released later? Please write. I would be very grateful. How did I even get into this vinyl life and what did I ultimately choose? I'll tell you now, and don't switch off, it will be really interesting. A funny story, but before that I want to remind you what I do. Home theaters, stereo systems, I provide sound for cafes and restaurants. So feel free to contact me, come by, we'll do everything at the highest level and at good low prices. I always try to select components that are optimal in terms of price and quality. I don't like those boutique brands with huge markups for design, obscure technologies, secret assembly, somewhere in the depths of the Mariana Trench, which supposedly allows for even better copper purification. That's not my thing after all. Although, do review such things, they have their place. But first and foremost, I am a practical person. I love technologies that, as we know, do not stand still. Yes, I like vintage cars. I myself drive a 2008 car, but I acknowledge that progress is unstoppable, and quality of life generally improves with advancements. Just as the resolution of music and sounds in modern technology is increasing, that's why I decided to focus on the most advanced and unique system for extracting analog sound. And it is now standing to my left. Of course, before the purchase I had various thoughts about buying vintage, and thank goodness I didn't do it. Why, you might ask? Yes, it's very simple. Buying a vintage amplifier without moving parts, which perhaps sat somewhere in a closet for decades and was unused, is one thing. Old acoustics are a bit different. You can buy them too, no question, but you need to check where they were kept, what the humidity was like, who might have poked or not poked them, touched or not touched them, dropped them, and so on. But vinyl players, CD players, and especially vinyl players that have been just sitting somewhere with someone, really, especially in third, fourth, fifth hands, in my opinion, it's like a lottery, a pig in a poke. Because firstly, the needle, the motor. Again, all these bearings, how all of this has been preserved. And for me, as a person who still loves to the maximum, if you are already buying something, well, it should be of the highest quality, good. Again, the aura is important to me. Well, where it was placed, what it has seen in its lifetime is unclear. In general, I have reviewed a lot of old players. Yes, indeed, there are legends. There's the same Thorns, Revox. I considered the Denon anniversary. Yes, they even tried to sell me a metal Harman Kardon, which supposedly outplays absolutely everything. I listened to them, friends, and I can tell you this. You can, of course, write in the comments now that it's all a scam, one thing or another. But there is a turntable called the Rega Planar, which in its first generation, in the 1970s, when it was released, it made such a strong statement and outperformed many serious contemporaries at that time and etched its name into history. The designer, by the way, was Roy Gandy, an Englishman of Indian descent who still leads the company. All their turntables are made in England, the phono preamps are made in England. Yes, everything is made in England. In this regard, they are great. By the way, I made several videos about this company. There is a review of the Planar 3, Planar 1 and Planar 10. And therefore, I won't delve into the minor technical details. I'm just showing what I chose. Friends. Ta-da! Rega Planar. Oi, friends. Yeah, yes, yes. Why, you might ask, why not torrent? Because here the technologies are absolutely different from, let's say, the rules of vinyl usage. Everyone thinks that the turntable should be as heavy as possible, and it absorbs vibration. Massiveness and weight indeed have an extremely positive effect on extracting analog sound. But this is not the key feature, and now we will conduct an experiment with you. For over 50 years, English engineers have believed that it is precisely rigidity and low weight that are the most important factors for the needle to drop onto the vinyl track and extract the maximum sound. As the saying goes, everything in a person should be beautiful: the soul, the body, and the thoughts. And when I look at this piece of technological art, it truly fills me with a sense of awe and pride for us, for the people who constantly invent something new and improve our lives. And of course, I must note the originality of the design. Yes, this turntable just sits on the table and attracts attention. People who don't know much about vinyl come up and ask what it is. It's such that vinyl turntables and how it works is on the RMR B880, a 3-layer glass platter with a super flywheel effect. Again, friends, check out my video with the Plan 10, I explain everything about it. And the triple fixation technology, the plinth made of Tancast 8 foam material, and of course the reference drive belt, which comes as standard. It is immediately available on the Rega Planar 8. Let's remove the record. The felt, which I would replace in the standard package, is good, but it could be better, friends. And let's take a look at this gorgeous glass one, the disc with the so-called flywheel effect. It gets smudged instantly, just a touch, and it immediately shows a lot of marks. An extremely lightweight construction. It feels like it weighs around a kilogram, no more. Here we have the main stiffening rib, 2 belts. By the way, made from a special material that Rega developed themselves, and accordingly, the mounting for the tone arm. And 3 legs, friends. That's it. Nothing more is needed to extract and achieve the highest quality sound. Is this a lot or a little? Please write in the comments. For me, this would be the ideal turntable, but I did find some drawbacks here, namely the non-removable power cable, so of course friends, and naturally the non-removable RCA connectors, which in all Regas, even in the 10th, for some reason cannot be changed. But they are of quite good quality, and again they have this particular design feature to tighten them. As best as possible, you'll need to screw them in, friends. And you know what, dear friends? As I'm filming this video now, I'm remembering that the sound of that 10 was significantly better than this 8. The 8 sounds amazing. There are no questions about it, but when you have this audio memory etched, imprinted in your mind, and you remember how your favorite track sounded on that player, and you compare it with the 8, you realize that maybe it's worth paying extra. Friends, what do you think? Should this feeling be somehow forgotten and move on? Or pay extra for the 10th planar and not eat anything for a couple of months? That's the dilemma. To summarize, does vinyl play better than a digital source like Tidal with my Bristol BDP3? No, friends, vinyl, it lost without a chance. In terms of soundstage, vocals and perception, yes, they say that vinyl has some super cool mid frequencies. No, but still, there's something in this thing. Exactly. Rega, top planars, make my soul tremble when I listen to compositions like Sade, George Michael, Madonna, Debbie Schmott. In the end, I would like to conduct an experiment that I believe will prove that large bulky extremely. Heavy vinyl record players do not dampen vibrations that well. And it's not about their weight, it's about rigidity and lightness. The cherry on top of the experiment, this table here, it's made of stone and weighs more than 100 kilograms. It stands on 4 legs that are connected to each other, and the legs themselves are also on a rubber base. So it doesn't, as you can see, wobble or anything. But still, friends, what will happen if we just take a cloth and pay attention to this mini aquarium where a beautiful betta fish is swimming? How will the water react to simple strokes even at the end of the table? Friends, I'll tell you right away. There will be vibration. This indicates, friends, that no matter how heavy it is, it still transmits vibration. I'm stroking the table as smoothly as possible, but the water, it vibrates. And the same will happen with a record. That's why these huge vinyl turntables like Clear Audio and so on, they transmit vibration, friends. Rega has a different approach. Their minimal weight and maximum rigidity. And precisely this allows you to extract the maximum sound. What do you think about this experiment? You can conduct it at home and easily verify that there will be vibrations. And notice how the little rooster gets nervous when these very vibrations pass through its dwelling. There you have it, Silica friends.